Hello, beautiful people. My name is Davi. I'm joined by Abe and Charlie. Welcome back to another Tony Tuesday.
How you doing?
For our viewers and listeners, we hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick heads up, this episode is also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, specifically the discussion portion of the show.
And you can catch it with us also uncut, either on Patreon or here on YouTube. You just have to become a member. The Patreon link's in the description, and you can hit the join button next to the subscribe button to become a member here on YouTube. It's $5 a month. You have to have your own copy of the episode. We'll give you a countdown, and you can watch along with us.
And y'all, please smack that thumbs up button and also share this video for your loved ones and fans of The Sopranos. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you can be notified for when we have a new upload. Woo!
Very good. Very good. We're back.
We are back.
We took a little break.
Sorry about that. I was sick. I'm still sick.
Yeah.
But better. Much better now.
Okay,
So,
good,
but if
yeah.
my throat is, if my voice sounds like it's hoarse or struggling, that's why. So apologies.
Blame him. It's his fault.
Exactly. It's my fault.
You don't want to be sounding like Shannon Sharp.
To be fair,
I'm dead.
that's crazy. I'm not going to be doing anything Shannon Sharp does on this podcast. This is a family show.
It is a family show. It's not a family show.
I mean, in comparison to that, this is a family show.
I don't know. It just came out. That was bad. That was bad.
That was
Great. That was great.
Cut.
What the hell was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I totally caught me off guard. Tomorrow the three of us are going to the Hans Zimmer show.
Yeah.
At the Garden?
Yes, at the garden.
Titty Garden?
Yeah.
Fire.
Titty garden?
What the hell was that? Both of you need to need to go
That's
to
literally what you said. You didn't even try to separate the word, the letters.
Tea Garden?
And said titty garden.
Oh my god.
Both of these men need to be like.
I'm gonna have to censor that because YouTube's been like demonetizing all of our videos lately. Like they,
I think you're probably
because you're freaking dirty minds.
What?
Crazy.
I just said Shannon Sharp. What are you referring to?
Yeah, you're right. Unc is perfect, bro. Unc has never done anything in his life.
Anywho, Sopranos.
We're going to the Hans Zimmer show at TD Garden. TD Garden.
All right,
It's
there
gonna
you go.
be
We got
dope.
it. Yeah, he did it.
It's so stupid.
You got it. Enunciation.
Life is good.
Good job.
Okay, can I read the comments now? Guess what? I'm going to read comments before we get into the show. All right. The first comment comes from Victor Vargas, and it says, Tony coming back for the pizza is one of the funniest moments of the entire show. And Charlie clocked that. Like the second that the pizza's on the ground, he's like, this man's going to come back for that. Yeah. All right. So next one, sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, but I believe it's Diegesis. And it says, it's interesting too that at this point, Tony B is the only guy who for sure believes him. He saw the same evidence. I think he's talking about in reference to Tony and the Adriana situation. So thank you for that. I think that's another reaction channel. So it's nice to get, some comments, some conversation. And then the last one here comes from Paul Evans, and it says, Doctor says, are you a physician? Tony B, no, I'm a pre-board certified massage therapist. Yeah, this man knew about the lacerations of a seatbelt and all that crap.
Do you really learn that in massage therapy school?
You might know some stuff. I mean, I don't know if it's similar to like PT school when you start, because I know in PT you got to learn a lot about like different muscles and ligaments and bones and that kind of thing. I don't know if you would know that level, but
Biology, anatomy, all that.
yeah, you got to know some of that stuff. So
Makes sense.
who knows?
Yeah. With that being said, Charlie, episode 6.
Sentimental education.
I think this one has to do with the principal from AJ school and Carmela.
That would make sense.
Saw them in the little thumbnail.
Because they were kind of chatting it up last time.
Yeah, it was weird.
Did it feel like he was kind of hitting on her in a bit, like, or at least trying to? Because the whole setup that he made to talk about AJ's school performance and stuff, he took her out to dinner.
Yeah,
Right, so it's like he's basically making it a date.
Yeah.
and he knows they're divorced, so or separated.
Yeah,
So
Tony B.
Buscemi's been great, by the way. I love this character.
I'm curious what his arc is going to be, because right now he seems to be the voice of reason guy.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, damn! Did they steal the truck? Ow, that hurts. Yeah, I remember scraping my knee and stuff like that riding bikes when I was a kid. For a second, I thought he was good because he fell back on top of like something soft. Then he decided to chase it.
I don't forget you professional criminal.
Let me ask you something. If I really wanted to rob you, you think I'd have to put up with this bullshit?
Well, just so you know.
I didn't take your truck. I lost my study guide, my fucking flashcards. Think of this fucking prejudice against ex-cons.
I never hire you if I don't need Tony Soprano for union. Not for him. I show you the fucking window.
The window?
The window, yeah.
I show you the door?
Right.
Oh.
Want no juice either?
I told you, write it down. I'll have the girl pick up whatever you want.
She doesn't know the difference between fruit roll-ups and Pop-Tarts.
What happened to
Sorry.
bitching and moaning about carbs and stuff, AJ?
As far as I can tell, you spend most of your time on the phone or sitting on the couch perfecting that pissy look on your face.
Dad coming home drunk sounds like you.
Oh, he kind of cooked.
What the did you say to me? What the call me? For what? For what?
One of these days, you wait. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass.
What's wrong with right now, then? Huh? What's wrong with right now? Come on!
Second time we see him put his hands on AJ like this, and within an episode or a couple episodes of each other. That was just like Janice taking the chocolate milk away from Bobby Jr.
He's like so satisfied with himself.
Did you
after that.
smile? Yeah, that was.
That's so crazy. He thinks like I'm parenting. It's so bad.
Oh, she's overthinking about that dinner.
Yeah, this is a fit. This is a fit for sure.
He's still well below the C average he needs for the colleges we discussed. There is also an issue with his 5-paragraph essay.
Animal Farm?
Anthony submitted his one-line topic late, then 2 drafts. The first was apparently sketchy. The second, Fisk said, was suspiciously cogent.
He plagiarism.
He spent almost an entire Saturday afternoon at the library. I think it's obvious what's going on here.
What do you mean?
Anyone else shows sudden improvement, he gets a gold star. My son gets his act together and suddenly he's a cheater?
Oh, shut
Carmela,
up.
did you write the essay for
yeah,
him?
relax.
An American, father in the karting
Are
industry.
you suggesting some sort of bias? Because that's a very serious charge.
I have met this Mr. Fisk. He is a cold fish. Couldn't you or one of the other teachers talk to him, tell him how hard AJ's trying?
Nothing will make a better argument than continued effort on AJ's part. But hey, there's still a shot. The semester's grade is heavily weighted on their term paper on Lord of the Flies.
Oh my God, I remember that.
That's why I thought it important that you come in.
So I could take you out to dinner.
Oh, see that smirk?
Did take me about an hour to decide what to wear.
Me too.
Does that mean you've thought about my dinner offer?
Probably shouldn't say this, but I have thought about nothing else since you called.
Should we grab a meal or not?
Well, there are other things to think about. My husband, for one.
Well, your husband's going to have to get used to the idea that your life is moving on.
Yeah, and he's Tony Soprano.
You know what? Call me naive, but in this day and age, I don't really think your husband, if he found out, is going to break his son's teacher's legs.
Brother, how do you feel about belts?
How do you feel about bullet holes in your skull?
As I said, the only other time we've seen something like this is belt to ass, and it was not his wife.
No, yeah, I think he'd go. I think he'd take it to a whole nother level.
I suppose I could speak with Monsignor Bob.
Oh God, he's back.
And I like him as a person, too, of course, don't get me wrong. The funny thing is, I was sure he was gay. When I saw him the other day, he looked at me with this intensity. Now, I know it's wrong, but the truth is, I feel it too.
You know, if you really want to discuss this, I think we should include Tony in the conversation as well.
Why are you sounding, I don't know, kind of hostile?
I'm not. Perhaps that's your sin talking.
Oh, this man is going crazy.
That doesn't change the fact that you made a commitment to each other before God.
Why am I the only one held to any kind of standards? If this is wrong, why did God put this man in my life?
Is it God that put him there? Or is there a particular need you have right now?
I give you a hard time about my truck the other day. Cops find 2 kids.
Feel free to apologize anytime.
You study hard for massage, yeah?
The licensing test is pretty hard. Huge failure rate.
If you pass, then what you do with this?
Be a professional masseur.
You know, think of massage kage? You know, small sauna. What's the thing I get stuck with you, I think? You lazy American and criminal. No good for Kim.
He's gonna start a business venture with him, huh?
Worker for Kim and future, like a Korean people.
Oh my God.
I stake you the money in the storefront. I got a travel agency in a mini mall over at West Cornwall. Shitty business.
Do you want to convert it?
Yeah.
You pass test, then you, me, my daughter, we make the big success journey.
Yeah, all right.
Oh no.
I don't know what to say, Kim.
Tony's not gonna like this. It's a dope for him. I just don't think Tony's gonna like
Yeah.
it.
Also, the thing is, we don't know Kim that well, so I don't know what his intentions are. So I'm a little afraid for Tony B. But
He's upset because you don't get the kind of cereal he likes.
He threw it in the sink. How am I supposed to focus at school with no breakfast? I got dizzy.
I'm sorry, I don't see why the two of you can't work this out between yourselves.
Tell him.
Maybe I don't want to live in a place where people use violence against children.
Violence. You're lucky I didn't put my shoe up your ass.
You see? And that's abuse.
I know what my rights are. I can call social services and they'll send a caseworker.
Go ahead, he'll get the other shoe.
This is so crazy.
AJ, something else.
You wanted to live with your father, AJ. Live with your decision.
I don't like it there.
For me to even consider having you back, I'm going to have to establish some non-negotiable ground rules. First and foremost, school comes first. So you will make sure that your work is done on time and correctly. I will not tolerate cursing.
After 16 years of uninterrupted potty mouth from you people, I get slammed.
You might make a good lawyer. What about me? Do I get to move back in?
That's coming next. Has to be.
Something. The fingers.
Look at how he's creeping up on her. Like,
We played that just right.
Oh, come on, bro.
I think his time over there with me whipped him into shape a little.
He wants a pat on the back so bad.
It's just all this pressure now that I got this opportunity.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
He's gonna back me on a whole storefront operation.
You're looking for money. Why not come to me?
That's the worst thing you can do.
The guy sees something in me. You know, in some ways, the whole prison thing is not that different from being an immigrant.
He's talking about being discriminated against, I guess.
Yeah.
He just about to start getting straight A's, bro.
think so?
He's just a counselor, right? He's not actually a principal.
Yeah.
You know, you look really beautiful in this light.
I don't do this a lot. Sitting in a car with a man, not really knowing what to do, or if I should at all, and feeling like some teenager, which was, believe it or not. I have to tell you, I haven't been with anyone.
You're a virgin? This is my lucky night.
No, Carmela.
This isn't her place, is it?
No.
It's his place.
his
but
place,
God.
yeah.
I'm only saying no because I'm like, should wait for Fudio.
Think she's feeling guilty?
Yeah. Not sure.
Oh, she isn't feeling guilty. Not based on that facial expression.
So what is Abelard and Heloise? It looks religious.
It's the classic story. A 12th century scholar falls in love with his underage student, gets her pregnant, and they're found out. And her uncle, the abbot, has him castrated.
Jesus.
Even though he becomes
that
a
go-
monk and she a nun, their passion burns on through these incredible letters through the rest of their lives. Education should never stop. It enriches all aspects of life.
I wish someone could convince AJ that. I keep thinking he could start over in college, but who knows if he's even going to get the chance.
He will. All our students matriculate.
Is he going to be the only one that doesn't?
Well, if anything now,
if he has anything to do with it.
If anything now, AJ has even better of a chance. Just write him a nice letter of recommendation and...
Oh, there's the guilt.
Yeah. She just
by her
strolls
bedside?
in with the gun.
Huh.
Could that mean, like, she doesn't have a man to protect the house? So.
Yeah, like he is the protector, and like without him, she's looking for a safeguard. Oh my God, these rooms, dude, to take the test is so annoying.
Why do they take so long? All they have to do is spit out the results.
Hey, usually they tell you right away.
That's me, Lundetto.
I'm only authorized to inform you that your score meets or exceeds the required minimum for licensure, as you're now board certified in massage and body work by the state of New Jersey.
Let's go.
Did it.
Let's go, Tony B.
Jesus. I couldn't have done it alone.
You did it, baby. You did it.
I can't stop but think that it's just his story is going to be tragic.
I had sex with that man.
Yeah, I have the same feeling, Charlie.
I know we talked about commitment, the sacrament of marriage, but I don't know.
You sound remorseful.
I am. I'm also confused, though. The truth is, I have been walking around on a cloud, like Maria in West Side Story. Have you heard of Abelard and Eloise?
I think it's Heloise, and from what I remember, it ends badly.
I know, exactly. But something in me has been reawakened. And even if it never happens again with this man, just knowing that feeling of passion again, I don't know if it's ever going to go away. I'll need it.
If it never happens again?
There might be a ponytail in Italy you can go figure that out with.
You need to show resolve, a firm purpose to change. This man takes you to restaurants, fulfills certain physical desires, tells jokes. But will he be there beyond the here and now? When you're too old to walk to the bathroom, will he be there to help you?
What, and you think Tony will?
Carmela, you took a vow. You both did. For your penance, I want you to do something kind for Tony.
I don't think I can, Father.
Then pray for him. Not only that God will touch his heart, but that he'll touch yours as well.
This guy's so mad that it's not him.
Plus, you got the dog groomer next door in case your Korean friend wants some lunch.
Oh my God, bro.
Sounds like it's all coming together.
Look, Tone, I know you're disappointed.
What are you talking about?
The way things turned out since I left the can, going civilian.
Yeah.
Tony, you here?
Yeah.
front.
Oh, which Tony?
I came by to get the keys. I would come by the laundry, but my dad.
She looks mad familiar.
That her
does.
daughter?
Yeah.
Amanda, this is my cousin Tony.
Hey.
That Kim's daughter he's talking about?
Yeah.
I think so.
Believe there's a dog groomer there in case somebody needs a snack.
Oh.
So, I met this guy at a club on Canal. He says he can hook us up with ginseng, fake rhino, nerve tea, all that herbal shit. We could, keep it up front with the koi thing, if we're still doing that.
Koi's taken care of.
Well, I get a book. Nice meeting you guys.
What's she here for? Happy endings?
She's not gonna do massage at all. She's Kim's daughter. She's trying to find herself. She'll do the books and shit.
Nice ass.
This guy.
Think you could put in a word with number one daughter there?
For what?
You know, get some of that Kung Pao coochie.
Fucking guys, this is important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Tony B. Send the boundaries.
Wondering if they're gonna start doing some shady stuff inside of his business.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to.
Yeah.
Because everybody that's opened up something.
Yeah.
They always
use
do.
it as a front.
Yeah. Adriana, her club.
Mr. Wegler pulled me out of language lab to go over my term paper notes. I didn't have my stuff with me, so he puts his faggy hand on my shoulder and says, "Do your best."
Well, that's his job, to get you into college.
Or maybe he's just a big homo.
Could be.
What a response. That's so crazy.
Maybe.
The boss. It's amazing, isn't it?
The hell was that?
Just dumped something.
Yeah.
Oh no. Bad idea.
No.
No.
What if it's a freaking bomb or something?
Holy.
Or it's money.
Oh my God, is it a fetus? Oh my God!
Oh, dude, he can get caught with this.
Or a crank, maybe.
They were drug dealers?
Yeah. They were probably thinking they were being tailed by the cops.
No. Just put that. Oh, my God.
Don't take the money.
Oh, God. Oh.
Bad idea.
Bad.
Bad idea.
That doesn't look suspicious at all.
It's gotta be 10, 12 grand.
Look at this. You're doubly blessed.
You're right. Kim, now this, I am gonna buy you a ring.
You are the sweetest, sweetest man.
This is not good.
You should put it into the business.
See, I gotta start thinking like that. It's a learning curve.
I'm not liking his chances.
And that's a good topic for section 2 when you're outline. AJ, wake up! I'm not gonna do this by myself. How are you gonna finish this paper? It's not gonna write itself.
Do you know how we've had like a villain every season, pretty much?
Right.
We don't really have one this season, it feels like. We kind of have like a hero-ish with Tony B.
I think you could say Johnny Sack and Phil Leotardo.
Johnny Sack, maybe? Okay. I just feel like his story's kind of on the back end a little bit.
Keep it coming, honey.
Now on, anytime somebody steps in a pile of shit, you'll be known as a blundetto. To the blundetto!
Interesting.
Did he just tell them?
He did.
That he found
And
it?
it's such a... Tony B's narrative is...
Interesting.
Very fascinating in how they're writing him. The music.
AJ left us in his room. Thought he might need it to turn in.
Who the hell is Ann Dunham?
What else should I know?
Well, she's obviously some girl who was an expert on Lord of the Flies 3 years ago. This is an A+ paper.
Oh my God. He is plagiarizing.
I can't believe he would do this.
Neither can I, considering how tight he is with money.
That's not what I meant. What? Oh, you think he bought this? Damn it.
I was just laying here thinking about you.
Yes, hello, Mr. Wegler. Hi. I'm afraid now is not a good time.
I made reservations at that crab place down by the shore. Dinner and a little night swimming.
Oh my
Right. Okay, thank you.
What'd that fag want?
Jesus Christ, Tony. Everybody's a fag to you. You know, maybe you're a fag. You ever think about that?
Oh my God.
Oh, really? What are the signs? Education? Culture?
Sucking a guy's cock usually tips me off.
How do you know who sucks whose cock? Well, you got a little secret?
I forget now. What part of hell did you say they go to there with the abortion doctors?
What the hell's this man doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Go for a swim.
You can't. You leave your goddamn socks here? Your underpants?
Such a child. Such a man-child.
Hey, that's some beautiful suit.
Oh my
I had to
God.
get it. It went with the shoes.
No, bro.
The Sealy's custom made.
He's gonna get capped by whoever.
Bro, his parole officer's gonna be like, what the hell's going on here? Buying all this expensive shit.
Pocahontas here scalping us.
Pocahontas, I'm dead.
Just keep thinking about AJ and that girl's paper.
Oh, it's a pretty common thing, Carm, really.
Now he doesn't care.
I think he was driven to cheating. Mr. Fisk, he is ridiculous with the pressure. I mean, how hopeless would you feel if you really worked on something and still got a D?
I've been there, Carm. You're worrying for nothing, I promise. You know, I almost called you from the faculty parking lot.
This man is down bad.
Yeah. Part of me is a little concerned, though, that he's just using this to his advantage. Like the whole situation of her.
With AJ and everything?
Yeah. Like she's in a low moment in life.
You realize under the laws of the church, I am still married?
The church?
I can't do this tonight. I'm sorry.
Jesus, Carmela, come on.
It's pouring.
Maybe his intentions are pure. I don't know.
You sure you don't want to eat?
Steak and eggs up by Skyways.
I can't.
Come on, shut the door. I'm gonna mind you and hit the sack for the next 14 hours.
Got a second?
Oh.
The Soprano kid.
This is Mr. Fisk, huh?
This is an important class, Tom. Anything less than a C is going to blow that kid out at Arizona State.
You really think it's going to make that much of a difference?
As Dean of College Admissions and head of your department, I happen to know its effect. He's doing his best.
Well, like my dad used to say, the world needs ditch diggers, too.
How is floating this kid a C- going to fuck things up here?
AJ Soprano's a spoiled lox, Bob. He'd be lucky to go to a trade school.
It's a D+. Tom, cut him a break.
That's crazy. Carmela knows what the motivation is not to get him.
So what does it mean to the kid who really breaks his ass in here? If Fredo Corleone can get a C because you asked.
Is that what this is about? His background?
Oh. So he actually cares?
Somewhat.
Having a hard time reading him.
Hey guys, what do you think of Daddy's business? Jason, Justin, I'm talking to you.
Ooh, Game
God,
Boy
Game
Advance.
Boys.
He's doing everything solo, too.
Yep, this is going to be a great place to do your homework.
Right? Do your homework while I do some demolition. Join in.
That was fast.
I took a shortcut.
Got the C.
This is so crazy.
A C for the D.
How about a glow-in-the-dark solar system like I had in college?
I had that when I was a little kid.
Oh, yeah, the little
stars.
Stars, yeah.
You think Union College is a good place for AJ?
I don't know. Could be.
Maybe you could bring up the fact that he has ADD, because it's not the stigma it once was.
That's true. It isn't.
Oh, yikes.
Where are you going?
She's looking for a father for her kid, but she's
Yeah.
not looking for a...
Well,
in this case.
the way I'm seeing it is they're kind of both using each other in a way.
I think he's reading it now.
What's the matter? You okay?
Situation.
Time out.
Yeah.
What? Really? Why?
Because every time I think about putting the arm on Tom Fisk, I want to poke my eyes out with a knitting needle.
What does that have to do with us?
I just think we should not do this.
Oh, no. Yeah, tell me.
I don't know any other way to put this. I've been thinking. I think you're a user, Carmela. Maybe you saw an opportunity in me and you just took what you needed.
Oh, that is not true. I am here because I enjoy being with you. It was wonderful, in fact.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it is, I know.
How could asking someone you're with for help be using them? That's what people do.
Yikes.
Bob, this hurts. Oh, my stomach. I feel sick.
You strong-armed me using the only weapon you have, your pussy.
How dare you talk to me that way?
Okay, let's pretend you don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
Leaving me with a massive hard-on the other night and then practically attacking me sexually after you got what you wanted.
You know what, Bob? You are f***ed up. Believe it or not, I thought you cared about me.
I just thought you should know how I feel.
Fuck you. You better watch your step.
Ooh.
Three fucking jacks over here.
You just keep jacking, my friend.
That's it for me, tapioca. You blew the whole 12 grand? What are you, stupid? I got 400 left.
$400?
Yeah, see, this is rough. He's going to turn back to wanting to go towards their side.
Because he could get in debt.
Once you get the fast money.
Are you still grinding it out, man?
Yeah, alone, too.
Yeah, like...
I'm surprised he's not asking anybody for help.
What's the matter?
Shit gives me a headache. Details and all that stuff.
Oh, it's no big. For gosh sake, we'll get Rudy's truck.
I gotta get back to the painting or I'll never get the fuck out of here tonight.
I am so fucking sick and tired of your gambling and complaining. I've got a headache. Vomit. I am sick. I'm evil.
Uh-oh.
Henry Ford, big entrepreneur. I might cover. My friend, Park, come by, fix your toilet.
It's not fixed. He's gotta come back with a fucking part.
Oh, right over here. Where's it called well?
West Caldwell. West Caldwell. West Caldwell.
Uh-oh.
So, Hannah, we open in 3 days, huh?
3 days?
I'm over here busting my fucking ass.
You
Luigi! Whoa! You f***ing laundry all f***ing day!
Jesus Christ. The hell's happening to him?
Scam artist!
Ooh. Oh, he's going to hit him with the martial arts.
What the hell?
Into the koi pond is crazy. He's going to drown him, isn't he?
He's going to kill him.
No, he messed up his back. Oh my God. Dead fish.
It's not dead. Not yet.
It's going to die. That was crazy. So now what? Tony B's just going to quit this whole venture?
Good question.
I think we're seeing him transitioning back into the mob. I think that's what the... I think
the
that,
fast money.
Yeah.
Whatever I say, whatever I do, because I was married to a man like Tony, my motives will always be called into question.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a tough place to be in.
Mm-hmm. Father doesn't say anything either.
Hey, sit down. What'd you do?
Fucking job. A work-related injury. You mentioned you might need someone to run the swag airbags.
There it is.
What happened with the massage parlor? It's hard doing business with strangers.
I think it's even harder with family. Not going to lie. Kind of depends, but...
Cons to both.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's down that hole again. It has developed. Tony B looks like he's heading back to the mob. And you pointed out, Abe, the fast money. He had that opportunity where he threw all the drugs out, got the money, and he realized, dang, it's a good feeling. It's a good high. And I'm wondering, Abe, what has stood out to you about Tony B's character so far, and where we see a man who comes out and you see he's trying to make a living for himself, and he's trying to not depend on his past roots and truly try to move on. But then he sees one opportunity where he saw all this money and he's like, whoa, this high is incredible, right? I'm back to how it was before. What stood out to you with Tony B?
I think, the sad thing is, like, I really feel for his character, because I think a lot of what happened to him in this episode, I think actually represents a lot of, like, Americans in general, and just what happens in this country. I think other countries as well, but, like, I think we see it a lot. Like, when you see people like who deal drugs or do illicit crimes or things that get you fast money, a lot of people don't want to be in that life. But when they get that taste of, like, man, I got something this quick and I'm able to have this luxury and this comfortability without having to put in this amount of effort, it's like, it's almost like a slippery slope. So there's a little bit of that. I think there's a little bit of, him recognizing, like, I need to be straight edge and needing to, do things differently, but having all of the influences around him, right? Like, let's say he found all that money, but didn't have his mob acquaintances, didn't have his, like, the people around him. Maybe he wouldn't have felt the need to buy a nice suit. Maybe he wouldn't have spent it on strippers and gambling and whatever. Like, maybe he would have actually put it into the business, right? But I think that no matter how, another thing about this episode was, like, no matter how hard he would try to have a different life than those guys, having them in and around and part of his life, like, it's only so long that you can avoid the slippery slope that comes with that lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like he got caught up in it and he remembered what it was like to do little work and get a lot of money.
Right. Right. Charlie, would you say that in order for Tony B to truly, find his own path and his own way, he had to cut communication with the mob? Was it ever possible for him to have that relationship with Tony Soprano and the rest of the guys, and also separate, the business and his lifestyle?
Well, I think the one thing that we saw was after they left, it seemed like a whole night of partying, right? And they dropped him off at Kim's laundry thing. The guys were all like, oh, we're going to go grab breakfast, whatever. And then I'm going to, like, go to sleep for 14 hours or whatever. And he was kind of the only, like, the odd man out. Like, oh, I got to go grind still and work, while these guys got to have a whole night of fun, get to go eat some good food, and no consequences, get to just choose how they live the rest of their day. So I don't know, like, I think he's seeing that side of things, and he's feeling left out, and he's kind of missing it, and missing the freedom that comes with it as well. Obviously, it's like limited freedom because you still have to do your work and earn and bring in the money to Tony and all that stuff, because there's consequences if you don't. But we saw that while he was working hard and basically trying to build that business up all by himself, got to him. Really did, to the point where he beat the crap out of his business partner. So
yeah, I think we also saw a little bit of Tony B. Like, clearly, I think he has a gambling addiction. Saw how quick he burned through that 12K and how much his attitude changed after losing that money and arguing with his lady and all this stuff. And she's being like, I can't, like, the gambling, I can't deal with it, whatever. And like, automatically he shut her off the phone. I think that's like another thing that is a little bit comparable to like, some average Americans that either gamble too much or they play the lottery and then they win something. They're like, damn, I can, the people, you hear about it all the time, the people who like win the lottery and like win a significant amount of cash, maybe like 100K or whatever, but like people blow it like that.
Yeah.
People blow it like that. And then the second that it's gone, it's like, man, I need to find a way to make that level of money again. And I feel like he's just stuck in that paradox, which is super sad to see because all of that happened in the same episode that he finally passed his professional massage license, got registered, about to have his own business. Like, everything was going almost too well. And yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a disappointing turn for a character that you wanted to root for, just like walking the straight and narrow, but you had a feeling that it wasn't gonna last.
I had a thought too. Like, do you feel like that was planted? The
drugs money?
Yeah.
Good question.
Because I don't know. Like, I forget the sequence of events. Like, did we see Tony finding out and visiting his thing before that, or was it after that? Because I think that also matters.
It was after.
It was after.
It was after.
Okay. But I don't know, because like, who would have?
Wait, hold on. Who would saying Tony visited his thing after he found the money?
No, sorry, before. Sorry, before. It was before.
Before. So if it's before, which I don't remember, but if it was before, then I think we can kind of sort of make an assumption, like, was Tony the one behind this?
I feel like it's a bit of a reach. It's hard. I mean, like, we didn't really see anything connecting that car to anybody.
Right.
So, I mean, you could guess, you could make a little bit of like, is there something there? But otherwise, I think it's hard to say. But it is interesting that like a guy like him just comes across like that level of money. Like, I totally get why people might feel like that's fishy.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of who would have done that. Like, what other crew or
criminals that thought the cops were chasing them, I guess.
Yeah, but with that much money and was it crack?
Yeah, like crank. He said he didn't know. It was like crack. It could be whatever.
Okay.
I think crank's supposed to be heroin or meth.
Gotcha. I mean, you guys, I'm gonna see what the car looked like just because I'm curious. But
yeah, I totally saw it different. I think because prior to that scene, we saw him on a huge come up. Right, he passed his exam. He's opening a massage parlor. Like, he has literally everything now going in the right direction. When something like this happens to his character, how does he react?
Right.
What is this moment? What is this going to do? Are we finally going to see a change of character, or are we going to see someone go back to what they were before? And I think this is very crucial because we saw someone go back to a hint of where he was prior to before he went to jail. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it was more than a hint, I think. We saw it in quick succession. It was like a slippery slope of like fast money, gambling, women, violence, literally in quick succession.
Yeah.
It was like you slipped at the top of the slope and you just kept falling.
Like, he was right here, and then out of nowhere, he just boom, just crashed.
Yeah,
and I think that's what this is showing us is how quick you can fold, how fast you can just quickly just go back to the mob style, the mob way,
the mob life. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what it is showing. I don't think it connects anything with Tony Soprano. I think we should look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, I think, exactly right. I do think if it was, you know why I think it's especially interesting? Like, if that money was somehow left behind by guys that he knew were in Tony's crew, he would not touch it in the slightest. Because in his mind, that money and drugs or whatever is disconnected from the life that he lived. But now that he got that money, it bridged the gap between his old life and the new life of like, damn, this money didn't come from these guys, but if I wanted to make money like this, I know exactly where I can do it without breaking my back every day at work and doing the thankless job and all of this stuff. So,
right.
Yeah, it's a interesting dynamic and interesting.
It is for sure.
Slope.
It is. We saw this whole dynamic, AJ, Carmela, and the teacher. Starting with Carmela, we saw her finally explore something outside of her marriage, and we saw the guilt in her, and also just a lot of internal struggles that she went through, right? With her talking about everyone looks at her differently because she's a soprano, and that final scene. But Abe, what in this narrative that we got with this episode, what was a dynamic that stood out to you that you want to hone in on?
I think one of the most important things that happened with the Mr. Wegler thing, like he called her out for using him. And what was happening in that moment was she was like, maybe you can, after AJ getting a good grade finally through Mr. Wegler's influence, which he felt was weaponized by the fact that she didn't want to have sex with him. And then all of a sudden she did. She was asking him like, well, maybe you can tell him you were like this, like he was like you, or you were like him at his age. And, maybe you can, talk about his ADD, like that stuff. And the thing that I thought about in that moment is that Carmela is a woman who is so used to having a role in her life. She was the mother, the homemaker, the person, the wife, the person that takes care of the family. Yeah. And I think part of her relationship with Tony that struggled, outside of the lying, the cheating, etc., was the actionable father duties like that she wanted Tony to do, like take care of her kid, like mentor him, tell him to do X, Y, and Z, and have a conversation with him. And automatically in this space where she's feeling like she's feeling connected, she's feeling like this sense of passion for this person, she's like almost reverting back to, I'm a mother, and now this could be like not maybe consciously, but like the father of my kid, like this role model that Tony never was. And she, I think, was almost like moving too fast in that way. Where she was just like, expecting that this would be the result of this man, while knowing that like they're just still like building a relationship, still getting to know each other and all that stuff. And I do think it was a little bit rough to, if Charlie could stop going through every single episode in the season, distracting me.
I was looking for Johnny Sack's car where he drives.
I don't think this guy's doing conspiracy theories on the damn thing.
It just seemed a little.
Everything in this show we could say like there's too many things, but I think Carmela in that moment just she became too comfortable in this like idealistic relationship that she built with Mr. Wegler, when he was really just like a man trying to build a relationship, and he was feeling like he was being used by this woman, and like you can't blame him for that,
right?
Because exactly what he pointed out was like, yep, she didn't want to have sex when her kid was having bad grades. He influenced that, and automatically she comes over. So it's like, what are you supposed to make of that? But I don't think that Carmela did that consciously. I think that she was just, reverting back to the roles of that she feels like maybe a husband and wife, a father and mother should have, and that was a little bit too quick.
But I was even concerned that he was potentially just using her for sex as well, because of the whole situation. Like, she's in a low point, her son's doing bad, she desperately wants him to go to college, she's going through a divorce, all that stuff. So I don't know, I kind of saw it both sides, like they potentially, both of them could have been using each other a little bit.
I
think the way subconsciously, but
I think he said something very interesting. I think he said something that I think maybe it doesn't go in that perspective, Charlie, where he says, "Oh, I'm just expressing how I'm feeling in my perspective, how I'm seeing this." And then as soon as he says that, she cusses him out and leaves.
Yeah.
So I think that was the moment where Carmela could have been like, "Okay, no, this is how I see it," and they could have talked it out. But I think what she's gone through with Tony, it just turns into a screaming match.
Because if he was just using her in that way, like, then it would have just been transactional. I got your kid a good grade, we have sex, call it a day. And it would have been fine. But clearly he felt some type of way from thinking that the sex was just a result of what he did for AJ. So I think that only shows more like what this... what the situation was. I also think the book that she reads in the bathroom was a little bit of a symbolism sort of thing. I think it was about like a priest and a underage girl, and like the guy gets castrated, and I was like, I feel like there's a little bit of like like forbidden love thing that's supposed to be that's happening here. Maybe a little bit of symbolizing them. the castration piece, I was like, man, this guy can get castrated by Tony the second this man finds out about
I see
this
it more
relationship.
But what does Carmela say at the end? She says, "You don't know what I'm." She basically threatens him.
Basically, was like, "You watch your step."
Yeah. So,
which like sucks because she like almost reverted to, you know, at the end she's kind of like crying, "Woe is me," to saying like, because I'm Tony's wife, like whatever. But she kind of went there a little bit, right? She kind of went to the point where she said, "You better watch your step," almost like embracing that background that she comes from. So maybe it was a little bit in that moment where she's talking to her dad and crying. It's like she's almost realizing that's the kind of person.
You don't think it was what Mr. Fisk said to him when he was like walking out of the classroom either? He's like,
I think that is a part of it as well, where he was analyzing the situation.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you're judging him based on his background or whatever. And I think maybe he left after that thinking like, oh shit, like there's mob ties here and whatnot. So that's why he was thinking that Carmela was using him.
Potentially. Yeah, potentially.
I definitely see that as well. Yeah. We see AJ. AJ's cheating, man. He's doing his thing.
If only this man grew up today with ChatGPT and all that stuff, he would be living the life.
But here's the thing too, right? Like we talk about Tony B and like the change from hard work to the fast life, and like, to be fair, the only life that AJ's seen modeled is the fast life, right? Like, what the hell does his dad do for work? He has no idea, but it can't be that bad. His dad seems like he comes home drunk, makes the freaking shitty pissy face that his dad was making fun of AJ for having, and then is like putting hands on him and whatever. Like, to be honest, the way that AJ is reacting and living his life, you can't really be surprised given the level of role model that he has and just like what he's seen in his life to this point. It's not to give him an excuse, but you can see the correlation between what he's experienced and how he's acting.
They're used to taking shortcuts.
Exactly.
And it's interesting because Carmela, like that second time that she came to the guy's house, he was like, "Oh, that was fast," and she was like, "I took a shortcut."
Yeah, interesting.
And I feel like this episode was a lot of people taking shortcuts.
Yeah.
Tony B, AJ,
yeah,
maybe even Carmela.
Very true.
Them, so yeah.
But I think like AJ wanting to go back and move with his mom, like a little bit of him, I think understands that like the shortcut life has its cons, like big time, and it could potentially lead you to become like his dad, person that clearly right now he does not want to be with or be around, and does not is not resonating with him, and he's not having like a great relationship with.
I think I see it more as the fact that the mom living with the mom she's more nurturing because she thinks of the little things as well.
Yeah,
right.
I think the whole
he like doesn't
cereal
have the cereal he
situation,
wants, no juice, whatever. So he's missing that side of things too. He's like probably in the back of his head, like my mom does really care.
But those things, I mean, if AJ's smart enough, those things you realize like those things require structure. Those things require the conditions that Carmela sets for him to live back in that house, and he agrees to those things, right? Like beyond the will that he wants, because he's clearly doesn't want to have to live a really hard life. Or I mean, this isn't even really hard, but like, doesn't want to have to do all the things that like chores and follow rules and whatever. But it's better than living the life of no structure that he's had with his dad.
And based on what Tony was saying too, he was like, "Oh, make a list of what you want, and I'll have the girl go pick it up." So it's not like he's the one even doing it for AJ. They have a person that's doing the stuff for them. So it's like on the back of Tony's mind. He could care less.
Right.
Yeah, I think what this show also highlights is the significance of structure. And what structure is actually there's a really positive side to it. And we see that with AJ. I think it definitely resembles that. And again, we see nothing about Johnny Sack and the whole New York mob and how that's developing. It's just, again, it's so interesting to see how you have so many narratives developing. And
sometimes some episodes got to not just gloss over those because it's just too much happening at once. And I enjoy that because if they were to touch on every single narrative, you would lack some substance in some episodes. So I'm glad they went the direction. I'm glad that they write these episodes.
Right.
They do.
Yeah, they have to develop certain characters.
Oh yeah, because
during certain times,
Yeah, really focused on Carmela and her situation, her perspective of going through this divorce. We barely got Tony. Like, we didn't get a lot of Tony this episode.
He was like a side character in this entire
It's
episode.
all Tony B and Carmela this time around.
Yeah. Right. And yeah, y'all, with that being said, thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode. We love you guys and see you soon for more Tony Tuesday. Stay beautiful, y'all.
See ya.